hell. It's Base Trade TV.
So you guys probably heard a lot of typing during the introduction. I'm trying to get things sorted there on the auto game overlay. Demuslim! Oh, Demuslim, you wonderful son of a gun! Ladies in the WCS Season 2 qualifiers. This is qualifier number 3, and Demuslim is being a bouse. Starting this matchup not in the top left, but in the top sort of centered left with a gold liftoff. It's going to be our Evil Genius's Purple Terran player, Demuslim.
And in the top right, as the red Zerg, it is Snitchables.
Snitchables, just as a small shout out, has a stranger Twitter than I realized. I asked him for it before the game started. You can find this guy if you end up liking him on Twitter at Rubendrange, RUBENDRANGE. A bit strange. I was looking for Snitchables and I couldn't find it, so I asked him. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, my Twitter's weird." So.
Okay, so you love this tactic, yet
I love this tactic.
You don't believe me when I say that Journey is the best player ever, okay?
It's not that I don't believe. I've never said I don't believe you with Journey's the best player ever. I just said you have a crush on all the Korean boys. There's a big difference.
Journey does this and more, man. He does the sickest shit, and you don't even care.
Okay, well, backing this up for a second and focusing on what's at hand here. This is a strategy that it looks a little bit cheesy, and it is. It's something that can easily be beaten or easily spiral out of control very fast. One of the advantages of these early gold mineral patches is you get significantly more minerals per return on these SCVs. So Demuslim's going to be able to throw down like 3, hell 5 barracks if he wants to in a situation where normally he could afford 2 at most. But that's usually not the case. Because what's scary is it's not the Marines that coming out early that's a threat to this. I mean, Snitchables, if he does this correctly, puts a spine car down, holds up the top of his ramp with some queens. Demuslim can't really push to win with Marines unless he does a super bunker early or something. It's usually the follow-up that makes it so deadly. MMA versus Revolver showed us the strength of a siege tank when executed properly, and one of the coolest things he did that I really loved was this ramp is the most difficult thing to get past in this map when you go for this strategy. But if you build a barracks offensively because you've got all these extra minerals and lift it like an overlord, suddenly the vision is there and the Marines can shoot. Oh, but bunker on the low ground. This is cool. This is a weird version of a 2-rax. So bunker on the low ground is going to allow him to keep his Marines safe and sound when the drones are pulled to shut this down. The second bunker will go on the high ground, but Snitchables already knows this is coming. He saw that with the Overlord when the, what was it, like 5 SCVs were pulled?
Yeah, you see it immediately. There's no, like, you're going to see this, and Demuslim, it's not like he was trying to keep it hidden. Just hoping that Snitchables doesn't react absolutely perfectly.
Well, one of the big things here, of course, is the supply depot coming up here on the high ground now, going to come into effect. This is where it gets a little bit scary, because only to get high ground vision, you can fully wall this off, and Demuslim is going to do precisely that. This is one of the few maps you could do this on, and unfortunately, it means Lings cannot do a thing about this. But the Spine Crawler coming in is a good choice. He gets rid of the bunker on the low ground, knowing it's no longer necessary, perhaps forgetting that you could do this on this map, or not realizing the creep wouldn't be spread. Whatever the reason, Demuslim... the spine car is going to require some dancing. You can't just put bunkers down. The spine cars do outrange it, so you got to pop in and out of the bunker, in and out, do that little dance. We see him doing this right now. And Demuslim yesterday did a lot of this sort of bunker tactics versus Stefano, and he showed that he's got some of the best control with his Marines.
People have been T-racking for a very long time, especially like Demuslim, who's been on UG forever, playing Zergcraft 2 for since the beginning, I think. It's already looking pretty good for Demuslim. He has pretty much the setup that he really wanted. This is exactly what he was planning on.
I mean, the thing for Snitchables, his best case scenario is he keeps the hatchery alive, but that's really hard to pull off. 2 spine crawlers without DPS 3 SCVs, but not 5. Certainly not 5. If he dives with the queen, she almost has to focus on the SCVs. But unfortunately, oh my god, with 6 HP, barely gets away from this. Hatchery is probably going to fall here.
Nah, he loses that queen as well.
And the scary thing behind this that makes it even worse is, like, you know, where does the Muslim go from this? Oh, right, he expands back to his main, to the most secure place on the map. So, we have Baneling's Nest coming down. We're gonna see a bus trying to break this. I don't know. This is rough for Snitchables.
It's his only hope.
It makes sense too. I mean, because we've talked about this in the past. Namshar yesterday was especially talking about this when we said the 2-racks into Muslim. There's a couple of answers to a normal 2-racks, but this isn't a normal 2-racks. This is a 2-racks off of a gold base. So a lot of the normal answers, you know, they fly right out the window. Demuslim can go for a full barracks wall off if he wants to. He can throw down like 100 bunkers. He'll have the money for it. The Night Storm option isn't really there because the base is so tight. One of the biggest advantages is you should catch your opponent off guard by throwing it in their main. But he's going to advance forward here with the Spine Crawlers. Try not to waste the Banelings needlessly, but unfortunately has to use them on the bunker at the end and doesn't even get it! Oh my god, that's game for poor Snitchables. Good game. Good game. A short game, but a good game nonetheless.